Oh, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here on Cream of the Crop. This is a fantasy hockey podcast presented by Apples and Ginos, the number one fruit-based fantasy hockey podcast out there. We're getting the biz on the regular. Oh, my God. It's like fruit salad over here. That doesn't mean anything. But, we're live, and we can't do anything about that. Anyways, I'm your host, Blake Creamer. Please give me a follow over on Twitter /X at Blake Creamer AG. If you're watching this on YouTube, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, help us out. That really helps us out with the algorithm and whatnot. Also, while I got you here, we are mocking tonight. We're doing a mock draft. But before we get into that, I do want to mention we have an Apples and Ginos fantasy hockey draft guide that you need to get your mitts on. All right. It's draft season. We're well into drafts here. I'm in a couple drafts myself, a couple slow drafts, and I'm having a super time. And this draft guide is built just to help you guys crush in your fantasy drafts. Lots of good information in there. So definitely check that out. It's a standalone purchase available over on the Apples and Ginos Patreon. So get your biscuits in there and do that, please. And what I want to do, what we'll do here tonight is I'll give some away. I'll give some copies away. Anybody... I didn't even think this through. You know what? Just message me if you are interested in one. I don't even know what the hell to do. Oh my God. This is what happens when you go live. You know what? Throw us. Give me your favorite player. Of all time, and anyone who does that in the chat here, I'll choose two at random and give you an Apples and Ginos fantasy hockey draft guide. There you go. But it has to be a funny player. All right. No. You know what? Funniest name. That's it. I'm changing it. Okay. So throw the funniest name in the comments there of any player. And the one I agree with the most, they're getting a fantasy hockey draft guide. All right. That's how we get the biz. Thank you for your service. Oh my God, we're live and it feels good. We live, baby. I am a little bit sick. Just FYI, this is kind of the equivalent of like Jordan's flu game. I'm mocking and I don't give a damn. All right. So bear with me if my throat gets nuts here. But anyways, we're doing a mock draft here on Yahoo. It's standard Cats format. And I'll just pull up the screen here. We're going to have a super time here. This is, like I said, it's a category league on Yahoo. So we've got some points here. Goals, assists, plus minus, power play points, shots on goal, and hits are the categories for this. And then for goalie stats, we're looking at wins, goals against average, save percentage, and shutouts. So, yeah, that's decent. I mean, I don't do any Yahoo standard Cats leagues, but I am in a couple Cats leagues this year, and this is pretty good. Obviously, plus minus, not a category you want to have in your category league, in my opinion. It's just throwing a bunch of variance into your league, but whatever. That's not a huge deal. But yeah, really hard to predict. I mean, and also limits you in terms of players that you want to be interested in, right? Players on bad teams, you can't really, go down that rabbit hole unless you're punting it, which you absolutely should in all Cats League formats. So that's where I'm at with that. But anyways, we also get 2 centers, 2 left wings, 2 right wings, 4 defensemen, 2 goalies, and then some bench spots here as well. So yeah, the draft starts in 50 seconds. We're going to get all loaded up. I took the number 1 spot here just so I can have a little bit of time to talk to you all. But talk to me a little bit in the comments before we start here. How are your drafts going? Are you all in some drafts right now? And if so, what's going on? Because I'm in the cacuffle right now doing a slow draft, and that's been pretty good. Let's see. I got some comments here. T-Dub, let's get the biz. You know that. D. Anderson says money. Yep. Trevor, thank you so much. Says he already bought the Apples and Ginos draft guide. Appreciate you. And I've got some names in here. Daryl Sittler, Darcy Tucker. Okay, you know what? I'm going to throw those in there. Ron Tugnut. I like that. We got some names in here. Blake Creamer. Yeah, that is a strange name. Imagine growing up with the last name Creamer. Like, this is the result, everybody. This is what happens when you grow up with that name. All right. And it wasn't very fun. In elementary school, it was like, hey, Creamer, you're like ice creamer. And then in high school, it was like, hey, Creamer. Oh, you creamed everywhere. You creamed in your jeans. And there's no comeback for that. Right. So that's very upsetting. Oh my God, we got some good names here. Grant Klitzum. I'm gonna have to Google that. SK93. I don't know. Hoken Lube. Yes. Okay, Trevor. Thank you, buddy. I am such a big fan of Hoken Lube. I was born in Alberta, actually, Calgary, and my grandma would take me to games when Hoken Lube played for the Flames. And every time he scored a goal, they would put an O around the Saddle Dome where the Flames play. And yeah, Hoken Lube was one of my favorites. So there you go. Sorry, I'm just rambling on now. All right, I'm going to keep going with these comments here really quick. Okay, Radko Gudis, excellent name, Scott Moore, thank you. And Shifting Shapes, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, 6K, one of the best all-time names, no question there. All right, I got to get this off my screen. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on here. One of the first things I do when I get into a draft is I try and organize it the way that I like to draft. And, this is going to be interesting for me because there's only 90 seconds, so I'm not going to waste too much time doing that. But definitely the Yahoo projections, they're terrible. They're really terrible. I would suggest sorting by ADP because at least it's consistent, right? I mean, X rank is reasonable as well, but I don't know. It's all based off these Yahoo projections, which are done by a bunch of Yahoos. Shout out to the Yahoo projection people. I don't know. They're very good people, but yeah, I'm not sure what the process is for Yahoo projections, and I don't tend to agree with a lot of them. So anyways, take that with a grain of salt. Obviously the first round here is going to be pretty standard stuff, but yeah, I'm at number 1 again. It's Connor McDavid all day. I've heard some people again thinking of taking Nate McKinnon. Like if you have the Apples and Ginos projections in some leagues, Nathan McKinnon ranks higher than Connor McDavid. But to me, I mean, there's no reason to do that, right? Like Connor McDavid can go nuclear at any minute. Nathan McKinnon last season, played better than he's ever played before. And that's great to see, but I don't know. It's not something that I would take him over Connor McDavid for. So I don't know. That's my thought there. Sorry, I'm just typing something in here. This is live podcasting and it feels right. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, draft results, draft board. Okay, so we just in the room here, we got Jackson, Zach, Tyler, Mikey, Saucy, Don Dangus, like that name, John, Dean, Jordan, Big Dog, and Scott. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you jumping on with me here. This is kind of a last minute thing. So anyways, I'm going to take Connor McDavid here. Pretty simple stuff. But I've had in Cacuffle, I'm drafting right now, I had pick number 2. And it kind of pissed me off. Like I feel like when you're at the turn like this, you're reaching a lot more than I'm comfortable doing, right? And you kind of really have to be thinking ahead at this position in the draft. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but you end up with an elite player. I think Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Austin Matthews, they're the consensus top 3 for me, especially in a category league. And yeah, they're just so much better than the rest of the field. I mean, there are a couple guys that could kind of, come close to them. But in our projections here at Apples and Ginos, McDavid, McKinnon, and Matthews are the clear top 3 in all formats. So, and they go that way, right? So Nathan McKinnon goes 1, 2, Austin Matthews at 3, Kucherov goes, Draisaitl at 5. I like to see that. Pasta at 6. Kirill Kaprizov goes at 7. I really feel like I'm taking a little credit on this. Not me personally, but Apples and Ginos. We've been steaming up Kaprizov, and it makes total sense to me at pick 7. I think that he's going to have a massive year. Nate's projected him for 115 points. Damn, that's pretty saucy right there. And then we got some interesting picks here. John takes Evan Bouchard at 1-8. I don't know about that, John. I mean, you know what you are getting though. Obviously, this is a Cats League. You're getting massive power play numbers. Like that's wild stuff, man. I feel like that's a little bit of a reach just because you can get Bouchard a lot later. Maybe not a lot later, but second round later, right? So you're kind of, I feel like that's a little bit of a reach there, Bouchard. But Cale Makar, definitely not a reach at 1-9. Ranto goes at 1-10. Brady Tkachuk at 11, a little low in a category league to me. I think he can go a little higher there. I like him around 1-8, 1-9. And then Artemi Panarin finishes off the round. So yeah, Panarin's an interesting one. I've talked about him lots in our ADP battles and stuff, but I'm not concerned, but it's just, there's so much that we're expecting him to recreate, right? And it was so different from what he's done previously, smashed what he was able to do. historically. So, I mean, I like Panarin for sure, but I don't know. I'm not picking him at 12. It's not really my thing. But let's take a look here. All right. We got some good stuff going on here. So yeah, Panarin goes, then Nylander. So that's a nice, that's pretty standard at the turn. Nylander's definitely going a lot higher in drafts this year. I like to see that. And Jack Hughes goes at 2-3. I like that. Matthew Tkachuk goes at 2-2. JT Miller at 2-4. That makes a lot of sense. I think Miller over Jack Hughes here probably makes sense in a category league. Shout out to Steele Roden of the Locked On Fantasy Hockey Podcast. That man loves him some JT Miller. John, who took Evan Bouchard, grabbed Mitchell Marner on the way back. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt you. I feel like you left a few points on the board there, John, but I mean, you're not going to hate Bouchard at all. I'm drinking a Dino Sour here. This is one of my buddies. Him and I just realized when we're out drinking, like, why the hell are we drinking stuff that tastes like crap? You know what I mean? I need to be drinking things that taste fruity. And this Dino Sour is filled and bursting with country fresh flavor. So shout out to Phillips Dino Sour. It's made with apricot. I don't know. That's where I'm going with that. Anyways, after Mitch Marner, Roman Josi goes at 2-6, Philip Forsberg at 2-7, Quinn Hughes at 2-8, and Rasmus Dahlin goes. Okay, so now we're getting a little stinky. I'm up in 2, and I got to think about what I'm doing here. Yeah, I've got McDavid, so I definitely want to go wingers here. So let's take a look. Oh my. Okay, so Robertson goes. That's a really good pick. You know what? I feel like I got to do the stacker. I like the left wing, right wing eligibility with Hyman here. I don't mind Hyman at this spot. I just feel like, and I've had this discussion too, but he's really capped. Everyone's like, oh, he's attached to the power play. Yeah, he's attached to the power play, but he's like such a small role on that power play. So I feel like, I don't know. I'm not super excited about it. And at this point here too, I would like to grab a defenseman. And as far as top tier defenseman left, I think Hedman is really the only guy that I'm interested in here. So I'm going to grab him as well. So again, we're getting some power play stuff there, but the periff's not amazing with Hedman, but that's fine. I'm happy. Like in Cats leagues in particular, I'm always looking at power play points. I think those are the guys that I'm into right off the bat, like basically up to round 9 or 10. I'm looking at guys that are on power play 1. And if I can get through the first 10 rounds with guys that are on power play 1, I feel like I've got a really good chance to win all the offensive categories there. And if you're a big listener to this show, you know that I like to prioritize offense over periffs in category leagues. So there you go. Okay. After Rasmus Dahlin, Elias Pettersson went at 210. Jason Robertson went at 211. I took Zach Hyman and Victor Hedman. See you at the party, Victor. You bet your sweet baby we will, buddy. Tage Thompson goes next. I like that pick. Jackson's got a fun team going here. Nathan McKinnon, Jason Robertson, Tage Thompson. Okay. That's I like what I'm seeing there. After Tage, Sam Reinhart goes. Jack Eichel goes to Tyler. I really like Eichel this year. I've heard some people are a little bit down on him, like the injury stuff. I'm not here for it, to be honest. I've got the guy projected for 85 points, over 300 shots, like big power play numbers. I think his power play numbers are going to go way up. He only had 22 last year, which stinks. But yeah, I mean, his periffs aren't going to kill you. He gets a ton of minutes, and I really like that player, especially with the shots. And he's by far the best player in Vegas. They're really going to lean on him, I think. So great pick there in the third. Braden Point goes to Mikey. Oh, Mikey, what are you doing, Mikey? You remember that scene in Goonies where they're in that old restaurant, it's all dilapidated, and the guy Mouth, Corey Feldman, he's Mikey, gotta go to the bathroom. Every time I see the name Mikey, that's what I think of. So that's just a little insight into what I'm dealing with on a regular basis. Try living in this head. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. All right. Hong Lei says, pick 7th again this year. Rantanen, Yossi, J-Rob, Svetch, Brat, Bangers League. Hoping Svetch can get a full season in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got some Bouchard truthers here. I like that. Chewy J, the Boosh Bomb. You bet your sweet baby. Shifting Shapes, both Kachucks. Team name either. Okay. Yeah, we got some names there. Let's see. What's your order for the top 6? McDavid, Matthews, McKinnon, Draisaitl, past the Kucherov. Depends on the format, but in this format here, I like the way it sort of played out. So McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, I like that. I'll probably go Kucherov, Pasta, Draisaitl for your next 3. That's where I'm looking at here. Pasta over Draisaitl just for the goals, because I think goals are a more difficult category to cover. So I'm prioritizing that, but Draisaitl does that too, obviously, right? Let's see. Okay. So after Eichel goes to 3-4, we got Braden Point, Jake Gensel, Sidney Crosby, and then Timo Meier, Jesper Bratt, and Kyle Connor. Really nice run of players here. I'm not going to get anybody I like. I know that with this group of people here, this is going to be hard times for me, but that's okay. Kyle Connor, Svechnikov, Carter Verhaeghe to round out the 3rd round. Timmy Stutz goes at 4-1, Charlie McAvoy, and then Jordan is up. I got to think about what I'm doing here, because I always do this. I'm live drafting, and I just don't even know what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to take a look at some players that are available. So I've got McDavid. I've got the stacker there with Connor McDavid and Hyman, and then Victor Hedman. So you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to go another forward and another D-man. If I can get 2 defensemen, like reasonable defensemen, with my first 5 picks, I like that. I feel like I'm setting myself up where I don't have to worry so much about the defensive position moving forward. So let's take a look here. I need to look at skaters, not goalies. What the hell's going on? All right. So we still got Fox there. I don't mind that. I mean, we're in a bangers league. So yeah, guys like Steven Stamkos starting to look pretty good to me. Oh, look at these ADPs though. Wyatt Johnson. Yeah, you're going to have to pay through the nose to get this guy this year. He's at 58. Let me see who else I like. Chris Kreider at 37. That seems insane to me. I love Chris Kreider. He's an amazing net front player, as I've talked about, but and a power play performer. But I just don't think so. He's all goals, no assists. I think you're really kind of capping yourself with a pick 37 there. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's see what's going on. So, oh, damn. We got some crazies in here. Morrissey goes, Boldy goes, Heiskanen, Fox, Hamilton. Everybody's taking the D. You're listening to me, and you're taking the D. Stop hogging the D, all right? I don't appreciate that, but I do got to look at defensemen here. Let's see what's what. Oh, you guys really hampered me here. I'm already into a bad space here with defensemen. They're all gone. Dobson goes, Dobby, Master has given Dobby a sock. They did that. All right, that's fine. Connor Bedard goes, 2 picks till I'm up. You know what? I'm gonna focus on some forwards here. Get some offense. Because obviously my offense is rocking right now. Wyatt Johnson does go at 46. Zach, I don't hate it. I mean, we're going to have to reach to get this guy, especially in this room here. So that's not too bad. Johnston legit has point per game potential this year. I mean, we haven't projected him that way, but damn. And then I just got sniped with Barkov as well. You know what I'm going to do? This is my 4th pick. I do like Stamkos here, honestly. Like there's going to be some offense. Like, yeah, I think I like the dual eligibility as well. I like the shots. I like the hits. I'm going to roll with Stammer here. This is not a guy I'm super interested in this year, but I mean, in my 4th pick, I don't mind that. I am going to look at defensemen because gee whiz, you guys are, tooting right in my face, and I'm not here for that. Oh God, this is bad. This is really bad. All right. You know what? I might go forward again because this show ain't no good. 8 seconds. All right. Let's go Vinny Tro just for fun. All right. So I took Vinny Tro with my 5th pick. Obviously, I'm leaning into some B for categories here. So, that's not where I wanted to go. But this room, let's look at this. There's a massive D run that happened here in the 3rd round. In the 4th round. So again, just to recap, Timmy Stutz, Charlie McAvoy, Josh Morrissey, Matt Boldy, then 4D in a row, Miro Heiskanen, Fox, Dougie Hamilton, and Noah Dobson. That really just crushed the defense there. So at this point, if those guys are all gone, to me, it just makes sense to wait later on and really kind of stack up on elite offense from forwards, right? Because they're the ones that are really going to give you those boom weeks, right? But yeah, that still stings. That's not a good time. So, thank you guys for your service. Really appreciate that. So I took, after Dobson, Connor Bedard goes, Wyatt Johnston, Barkov at 411 is insane value. I think, Jackson, you might have my favorite team so far. Yeah, he's got McKinnon, Robertson, Thompson, Barkov, and Cole Caulfield. He goes in the 5th round. Buddy, that's a wagon. I'm loving that team. Obviously, I took Vincent Trocheck there, so I'm getting the bangs. Seth Jarvis at 5'3". Yeah, Zach, I don't mind it. I mean, obviously, he's a good hitter. I think they paid the man well. I think they're going to give him a role on that team, but you do have Rod Brindamore there, so it's not a lock that we're going to get the deployment that we need. But I think, after Aho, Jarvis is probably the safest one. Then we get TK, Connect 4, Travis Konechny, Sebastian Aho, and then Saucy is on the clock. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, buddy. Shifting Shape says, anyone see that Lane Hudson marinara today? Buddy, what is this kid doing? He's really pissing me off because I like Mike Matheson, but if he keeps doing crap like this, maybe that means some value for Matheson, because I still think that Matheson is going to be your power play 1 quarterback on Montreal, but Lane Hudson looks pretty damn good. This guy's slick as hell. His teammates are talking about him like this. This is a real player, folks. I think Hudson is definitely a player you can draft in fantasy drafts this year. And, Matheson is not really the most durable guy. So if he goes down, Hudson to the moon. I think this guy's really got a high offensive floor. So yeah, I like Hudson a lot. Very nice and saucy. Okay. And Faulty Synapse says Uyghur's great for cats. Absolutely. Love Uyghur there. I probably could have taken Uyghur instead of Vinny Tro, but I just think about offense at this point. I love Vinny Tro's attachment to the power play there in New York. Obviously, attachment to Panarin. Panarin's a wagon right now. So, yeah, I want a piece of that, but yeah. Okay, so let's keep going here. After Travis Konechny, Sebastian Aho, Morgan Riley goes, so another defenseman off the board. It's slim pickings out there right now. Adrian Kempe, John Tavares goes at 5'8". To John, I don't know, my man. I like the Toronto stacker, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, Tavares still on power play 1, so that's where his floor is going to be massively solid. But if he's a 3C now, I don't know if I'm really into that as much. Like, that's probably a projection that I'm going to look at in our projections and maybe take it down a little bit there. So, yeah, that's something to consider. Joel Eriksson Ek goes after that. Mikhail Sergachev, Moritz Seider, great banger league picks. I'd probably take Seider over Sergachev, honestly, as if you're a listener to this pod, I'm not that high on Sergachev. I don't think that he's going to get the full power play 1 treatment there in Utah. He'll get it, but I don't think I think Jersey's going to eat into his time. And then Clayton Keller rounds that round out. So, yeah, very nice round here. I definitely have to look at some defensemen, but, I got Victor Hedman. I'm happy there. I think I can keep rolling with forwards. So let's take a look here. Chris Kreider's still out there staring me in the face. I shouldn't be saying this crap. Are you guys watching this? But yeah, I mean, now we got some aging beefers, some grade A, triple A, 21-day aged prime rib roast. Chris Kreider goes right after that. What the hell? You know what? I'm going to start giving some misinformation. I'm just saying that right now. All right. No, I can't do that. All right. I want everybody to crush at fantasy. All right. But I do have to look and see what's going on here. I really want to focus on dual eligibility. That's something that I've gotten into a little bit of trouble in a Yahoo Cats league that I was doing previously. So I want to make sure I have some flexibility here. And there's definitely some players that do that pretty darn well. But I'm not going to say who they are. Okay. So we get our first goalie off the board. Makes total sense. Igor Shesterkin. If you got to take a goalie, take Igor Shesterkin. All right. This guy's the best goalie in the league. In my opinion, he's going to be a workhorse. It's a no-brainer. John, that's a good pick. I'm not doing it, but I don't hate stuff like that. I just find so much more value later on, especially in this room here, John, because I think we're going to get a lot of 0G. These are all A and G listeners here in the league. So you're going to get some goalies at a premium. Anyways, I'm coming up on the clock here. I do want to get a defenseman here this round, so I'm definitely going to try and do that. But, there's some sweet offense still out on the table. Out on the table? That doesn't even make sense. There's still some sweet offense there waiting for me to pick it up. 2 picks to my turn. We got to get to biz. Ovechkin finally goes off the board. That's fine. John Carlson. Okay. You know what? All right. My turn is next. I can't even, let's see. Hellebuck goes off the board too at 68. I mean, that's crazy value, right? Hellebuck and Shesterkin, they're locked in. There's no question. Taking a look here. Oh man, buddy just sniped me with Zach Werenski. I hate that. Oh God, that really stinks. You know what? I'm going to take Erik Karlsson because I like the. I really do think that Pittsburgh's power play is going to be a lot better. And yeah, I like Karlsson. I think he's the best offensive defenseman in the league still. But that Zach Werenski snipe hurts. It hurts my feelings. All right. I got to start looking here. Down here, I haven't even made a queue. That's kind of where I'm at, but we're at pick 73. You know what? I got to go Mike Matheson as well. What the hell? I'm going to rock 2 defensemen here. I feel like I'm not liking the value that I see here on the board. So I'm going 2 defensemen there, kind of shore up my defensive, the offense from the back end. So now I've got Victor Hedman, Erik Karlsson, and Mike Matheson as my defensemen. In a category league, that's not terrible. This does have plus minus, so obviously I'm taking a hit there with Mike Matheson. I don't like that. A little hit too with Erik Karlsson probably. But yeah, okay. So I was a bit rattled there, but that's fine. Let's talk about round 6 and what the hell went on here. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins goes at 6'1". Totally reasonable. He's getting faded in drafts this year. I don't understand why, especially in a Cats league. He's great with the power play performance. Kevin Fiala, 6'2". Chris Kreider, Chicken Necks goes at 6'3". Mackenzie Weegar at 6'4". Shesterkin, 6'5". Then Barzal, Mika Zibanejad, Connor Hellebuck, Alex Ovechkin, John Carlson, Zach Werenski, Jackson, buddy. Oh, this guy's my nemesis, apparently. Who put this guy next to me? This is terrible. Jackson, shout out to you. You're a legend. And then I took Karlsson and Matheson. So defense is solid. I'm going to be going forwards, moving forward here. Just give you all my draft strategy while I'm drafting against you. Jackson takes Owen Tippett at 7-2. Ekblad and Jones go together. Wow. Defense is depleted. This is insane. Brock Besser and Brock Faber go next to each other. I wonder how many times that's happened in a draft. Just back-to-back Brocks. Brock to Brock Brocks. That sounds weird, but I'm here for it. All right. Brock Besser in the 7th round. I'm not too stoked on that, Mikey, but it'll do. It'll play. I mean, he's a great power play performer, and he's talking about scoring 50 goals this year, Brock Besser. I saw an interview with him. Like, I like that. I like that smoke that he's throwing out there. So he could do it. He gets a lot of chances. He's kind of like a Zach Hyman light, like a really light version of Zach Hyman. Just net front guy, ton of chances, not doing much off the rush. So I like Brock Besser, obviously. Dylan Larkin, DeBrincat, Yaroslav Slavkovsky go as well in the 7th round. So let's take a look at some comments here. All right. What's a player you're avoiding at all costs this season or think is an overrated fantasy player? Mark Stone. That's a guy I don't want any piece of. Now that he is healthy now, but I'm just not interested, right? He doesn't do enough for me to get excited about. He does show out a little bit under the hood in things like chance assists and shot assists, but he's reliant on his teammates to get the job done, right? He's not a guy that's going to make it happen himself. So I'm not the biggest fan of that player. Thoughts on Yossi, Dougie, Karlsson, Seth Jones as my decor banger? Yeah, buddy. If you're starting with Yossi and Dougie, bang. And then John Karlsson is still reasonable. I've got the guy projected for 55, 60 points. And then Seth Jones, tons of minutes, right? He's going to chug minutes and he's going to get that power play one. And Chicago is going to be better. There's no question. They're not going to be a wagon or anything, but they're going to be better. So yeah, really like what you got going on there. I think that's a nice place to be. All right. This is terrible. All right. I need some wingers here. And I like, my defense is good. Let's take a look at the wings. All right. Where are we at? Pick 97. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what I want to do. We just got to see. We got to see what the hell we want to do here. I'm just looking at the board here, folks. Okay, so Alex Tuck, Brian Russ, Brandon Montour go to finish out round 7. Kyrou, McCann, Heischer, Stuart Skinner, Saros, Hagel, Kane, Jonathan Marchessault go already in round 8. So, yeah, I got to get the biz. I absolutely have to get the biz here with some players. Now I'm starting to look at value here on the board at pick. I'm going to have 96 and 97. So let's see. I'm really excited about Matt Mishkov this year. I don't think I'll be picking him, Because yeah, his ADP is 150. I mean, that's still reasonable, but yeah, I don't trust Torts at this point, but I love that player, and it's exciting times out there. So, and then also, oh my god, I got to talk about this guy. But okay, Drew Doughty goes. I'll give you a rundown here. I'm taking Martin Necas here at 96 because everybody's just tooting right in my face. Just I'm eating a sandwich. They're grabbing the sandwich. They're taking a bite out of it. Then they're crop dusting their toot right over my face. I don't like that. All right, but I'm taking Martin Necas here. Obviously, again, you listen to the show, you know that I'm big on that player. And I'm going to keep going here. One player, how about this? JJ Peterka. This is a little spicy here. I mean, no hits whatsoever. So obviously I'm taking the offensive ceiling here, but I think he's going to get a lot more than 16 power play points. I think this could be a 70-point player this year, JJ Peterka. Obviously, we saw what he did tonight. He got a hat trick tonight against basically Pittsburgh's farm team. So don't read too much into that, but I definitely like the player. That's probably a little bit of a reach, but this is how I do. I'm just having a nice time. All right. So let's look at my roster currently and see what's what. All right. Get the hell of my site. I've got McDavid and Stamkos, Zach Hyman, Martin Necas, JJ Peterka, and for defense, I've got Hedman, Carlson, and Matheson. Sorry, I got Vinny Tro as well. Can't forget about that legend. So it's not a terrible team. I'm feeling good about that. But let's go through and talk about some of these results here. So after Jonathan Marchessault went at 8-8, Boone Jenner goes at 8-9. Great pick in category leagues. That's not even high to me. This guy's going to crush. You guys know how I feel about Boone Jenner in a category league. The guy's amazing. Brad Marchand, insane value at 8-10. I actually got him in the 9th round in Cacuffle, which is a 14-team league. And he's just sitting there like, at his worst, he's still a 65-point player, Brad Marchand. And he was playing with a ton of injuries last year, which he got sorted out in the offseason. So, I mean, I saw what it was wrote about or what he said in his interview where he was, had all those surgeries and got everything ready to go for this season. To me, that got me more excited about Marchand than it did making me feel worried about drafting him. So to get him there in the 8th round, love that. Drew Doughty goes, I took Necas and Peterka because I'm a ding-dong. And then 9-2, Shea Theodore, Rupe Hintz at 9-3. Rupe Hintz is a massive value this year. Like, you got to get this player. I don't understand. I don't understand Rupe Hintz in the 9th round. I would have taken him. Like, it's just, I draft him everywhere, so I wanted to go a different route, but he's power play 1. He's got Robertson and most likely Johnston on his line. And that says it all. This guy's going to get a ton of opportunity. He's a 70-point player already, basically. I just like the outlook on that player, and I don't understand the current ADP and where he's being drafted. So there you go. Letang goes after that. Lucas Raymond. I love Lucas Raymond. Nate knows this. Nate does not like Lucas Raymond, but I mean, I love that signing. I think it's a really smart contract that they locked up Lucas Raymond. I think this is a player that has a lot more to give. So I'm excited there. Mark Scheifele goes, Drake Batherson, Dylan Cousins, Alexis Lafreniere, Gus Forsling, Elias Lindholm, and Robert Thomas round out the 9th round. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Oh, Matchbox 20. Damn. How did we let that slide? We're like, yeah, this is good. Like, I guess if you're in a bar and you've had like 5 beers or something and you're like, yeah, it's just one of those songs like Nickelback too. I'm not going to crap all over Nickelback, although I could. In my older age now, I'm like, okay, I get it. It's just easy listening music, right? So anyway, shout out to Matchbox 20. I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, we're already at pick 120. Dear God, or I'm at pick 120. We're still on the 10th round, so I gotta sharpen up here and see what the hell's going on. I still need I'm looking at probably a winger. I need one more D, and I've still got to get a goalie here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Come on, you know how we do here. But I do got to see some of the players that are available here. I am looking at X rank really quick here, just to give myself an idea because I have my projections up. But usually when I draft, I just go right off my projections and then I start making decisions there. And I don't have time to do that while I'm drafting with you fiends. But yeah, we're fine. We're at pick 120, so we can start taking some swings. That's for damn sure. And I'm going to prioritize offense. I do that. Okay. Lots of good players coming off the board. I'll talk about the 10th round here in a bit, but some of the players I'm looking at, I like Lehkonen this year. I'm not picking Lehkonen, but I like him as a stash. He's dropping in drafts. I feel like Lehkonen is a great stash. Like the only thing we've heard from him is Nathan McKinnon saying, yeah, he's not going to play. He's not going to be ready for the opening of the season. We haven't heard anything else. So yeah, I mean, he had shoulder surgery or whatever it was. I'm fine with it. I think that's a great stash and someone who you can pick up and kind of get the biz with early on in your season. All right. Okay, I got 11 seconds. I feel like I know what I'm doing, but I lost the pick. Where is it? Okay, I'm taking Dylan Genther here at pick 120. Obviously for the goal upside and the power play points. This guy, he's a dancing boy. He doesn't really hit, but that's fine. I'm going to look at some defensemen as well. Ooh, this is so stinky. This is so early for this, but I'm going to take Jake Sanderson as a power play one quarterback there in Ottawa. Just to kind of round out my defense there. So now, I feel decent about that. I'm making quick picks here, folks. So I'm not spending a ton of time thinking about these picks. So this will kind of be interesting to see how this all plays out. But let's take a look. We'll look at what happened in round 10. So at the end of round 9, Scott took Robert Thomas, as I said, and then followed it up with Nazem Kadri. That's a great pick. Love Nazem Kadri in the 10th round. The floor is insane. With the ceiling for more. If some of these guys can start popping off, like in Calgary, I think there's, he could get 75 points. I feel like that's reasonable for Nazem Kadri, and you get him in the 10th round. Like, you're loving it there. He's a metrics guy as well, so we love that. A couple goalies off the board in the 10th round. Jake Ottinger, Sergei Bobrovsky, love that. 0G. Jake DeBrus, Nick Suzuki, Pavel Buchnevich, Ilya Sorokin goes. This guy's getting faded big time. I love this injury bit with Sorokin because he's becoming a 0G target to me. Like Sorokin in the 10th round, even if he misses the first 2 months of the season, that's still a great pick. This guy's one of the best goalies in the league. And when he comes back, you're going to be crushing. So that's a great pick in the 10th round. Vince Dunn did that. Way to go, Mikey. Matt Zuccarello, this is a Zucchini man. Tyler, that's a great pick. Again, major value there. I got Zuccarello in the cupful as well because he's just sitting there. This guy's going to get 25 power play points at a minimum. So I think that's a really strong pick there. Vasilevsky goes next. Jacob Markstrom. I took Dylan Genther and Jake Sanderson. Jake the Snake Sanderson. And I really am banking on Sanderson for to run power play one there in Ottawa. I think he will. He did towards the end of the season. He's really good at blocking as well, although that's not a category here. So, Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care what the hell. I actually had that thought in my head. I'm like, Jake Sanderson blocks. This is good for a category league. I'll pick him up. No. All right. So that's fine. I didn't get the blocks that I wanted from Jake Sanderson, but hopefully I get some power play numbers there. He doesn't hit worth a damn. Jake, what are you doing? Help me out, buddy. It stinks. Anyways, Frank Vetrano goes at 11-2. Great pick again. Jackson, you're winning you're winning it. I just have to say that. Your team is a wagon. I don't even see one bad pick you've made so far, buddy. So nice work there. Valerie Nichushkin goes at 11-3. Great pick. Landeskog goes right after. Yeah, 2 really solid stashes. And in the 11th round, you can start taking those swings. Not a problem at all. Swayman goes after that. Then Ekholm and Jacob Chychrun. Fine. Nick Schmaltz goes. Thatcher Demko. I'm not that concerned about Thatcher Demko. I know they just signed Kevin Lankinen, because we got a goalie problem here in Vancouver, but it's the same thing as Sorokin. Maybe a little bit more urgent, right, with Thatcher Demko, but he is going to be back. He's going to be at full strength, and he's going to get you what you need. So I like Demko there. Horvat goes. Wilson goes after that, and Shane Costas-Bear. He's going to run power play 1 in Carolina. Nothing could be finer. So we like that. All right, now we got to see. I think we are going to be looking at a goalie here maybe. We're in what is this? Yeah, we're in the 12th round. Okay, so we'll see. Someone picked Thomas Harley, by the way. I love that pick. Dean, that was you. I should have picked Thomas Harley over Jake Sanderson. I absolutely would have. I just, I'm kind of rushing through. So that's it is what it is. But I'm really big on Thomas Harley this year. He doesn't need power play 1 to pop off. And, he's the insurance player for Miro Heiskanen as well. So, and I think he will get a cup of coffee there on the top line. The top power play. So yeah, I love me some Thomas Harley this year. That guy's a really solid player. Let's take a look in a book. It's Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. Sorry. It's what I do when I actually record as well, and then I just edit it out. But yeah, this is what you all have to deal with, and I'm sorry about that. Anywho, let's carry on. Okay, so I feel good about my. I've got dual eligibility on a lot of players here. I still need a left winger. Let's take a look. Left wing. Oh God, it's you people have just crushed me. This is slim pickings here, folks. My periffs are terrible so far, really bad. And what am I at? 144. Okay. You know what? I don't care about periffs. I'm going to go with Trevor Moore. I like this player. I think that Trevor Moore might get some run on the top line this year. Although they put Alexis Laferriere up there, which I think is a really nice pick. And while I'm doing that, I think I have to roll with my boy Darcy Kemper here as my first goalie at pick 145. All right. Oh, this is flying. These Yahoo mock drafts really fly by. I forgot about that. I mean, this is going nuts here. So I'm yammering on here. But anyways, let's talk about the 12th round. Scott started with Patrick Laine in the 12th. Amazing pick. The guy, I think he has a 60-point floor. And that's, and I like Kirby Dach a lot. If that's his center for the season, that's a net positive for Laine, in my opinion. Plus the culture change. I like Laine this year. I think he's going to be decent. After Laine, we get a little D run again. Justin Falk, Devin Taves, Thomas Harley, Brent Burns, all those kind of second defenseman on the team, second power play guys. Justin Falk, I don't think he's guaranteed power play 1 there in St. Louis. I think he has a lead on the position, but I'm not sure about that. It's just not a player I'm super excited about. Certainly not in round 12. I think that's something for me. It's a little bit much. But this is a banger league. So what am I talking about? The guy brings the periffs. You can't hate on that. Georgiev goes at 12-6. Georgie! Tyler Toffoli, Nick Ehlers, great value there. Noah Hannafin, Darnell Nurse, great in category leagues. Gabriel Velarde. I took Trevor Moore and Darcy Kemper. Alex Pietrangelo goes next. Pyotr Kochetkov, Linus Allmark after that. Thomas Chabot, Bowen Byram at 13-6. Yeah, this has been a really interesting draft because defense are flying off. Has anyone else noticed that in your drafts? Like, people are really keen to pick up D-man early. Like, the way this draft has gone, I've had another draft like that where it's just you kind of have to reach to get these guys and you're picking them way ahead of their ADP. So, it's kind of interesting the way that's worked. But anyways, after Bowen Byram goes Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Jeremy Lauzon, the Austin Matthews of hits, and he'll probably do it again this year. Neil Pionk goes after that. Neil Pionk is only getting drafted in cast leagues, but it makes sense. The guy's periffs are stupid. Like, he's projected on Yahoo for 145 shots on goal and then 210 hits. Pretty damn nice. Aiden Hill goes to Jordan. That's a great 0G option to me. Brock Nelson, Cam Fowler, that late night beauty, goes to Scott, and then he takes Lane Hudson. Really nice pick. So I'm gonna take a look and see what the hell I'm doing because we're closer. We're only 3 more picks. So I need another goalie and 2 bench spots. I've got my 4 defensemen, but something I've been kind of tinkering with a little bit lately is going with the minimum number of defense and then trying to load up on forwards because they have a better chance at this point in the draft to provide offense, right? The thing is, you have to make sure that you're optimizing your schedule, right? You don't want to get a bunch of players that play on the same nights because, they're just going to be sitting on your bench. So Apples and Genos, if you get into our Discord, I'll put the link in the description here. We got a bunch of tools like that you can use in some of our rooms here that basically just help you with scheduling and, thinking about players you want to pick up. So definitely get into Apples and Genos Discord if you aren't already. You're going to like the way you feel. I guarantee it. Okay. I'm going to have some Dino Sour. I love sour beer, actually. My favorite part about it is, not this Dino Sour, but most sour beer, it has an insanely high alcohol content. So it's like really efficient drinking. You don't have to have a big stomach full of beer and you just get zooted like real quick. I don't drink very much at all anymore. So like a tallie, like a tall, like true sour, like a kettle sour. Damn, that's putting me in a nice spot. What the hell am I doing? Oh my God, I'm almost up right now. So I got to look at this. I'm sorry, people. All right, now we're looking at some interesting options here. ADP, Matt Rempe. Oh my God, like Yahoo has some janked ADPs right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm going to take a look. We still got some good shooters out there. You got the Pinto Bean. I like that, but I don't know. Hitters, I'm doing terrible in hits, most likely. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to, yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I can't even talk about my picks with you people. All right. I am going to put Matty Beniers in my queue. Everyone, don't snipe me on Matty Beniers. All right. Help me out. I like that guy. Evgeny Malkin at 165. Tyler, I will talk about this next round, but Malkin, another guy. Why the hell is this man being faded to the insane level that he is? I'm taking the popsicle right here at 168. Martin Pospisil. This is a fun pick. This is a pick that I'm interested in doing this year in category leagues, no question. Yeah, just lots to offer. You know what? I'm going to beef up my hits a little bit more too. I'm going to go Radko Gudas here. This is something I don't normally do, but yeah, I'm going to go for it anyway and just kind of beef out of my mind. So yeah, that's an interesting strategy too, is, and maybe hit me out in the comments here. Do you guys like to prioritize your hits early on and, or do you like to get them on the waivers later on? Or do you pick up guys like Radko Gudas or Jeremy Lozon? Like, talk to me about that, because it's not something I normally do just to get a specialist in one category. But I don't know. I can imagine, like, I guess I'm showing out all right here. I like to do this in Yahoo as well. That you can go to the standings tab and it shows you based on their projections, kind of how you're doing. But yeah, I mean, I thought I was worse in hits, but I'm actually pretty damn good. Like second in hits, with their projections. So that's not too bad. I don't mind that. But we'll see what happens here. So I got to do one more pick, and it's going to be a goalie, I think. So we'll see. Maybe it won't be a goalie because I don't care. All right. Let's carry on. I'm going to talk about the 14th round here. Scott started with Lane Hudson, who I think is a great pick here. Is a really fun pick. He's a boom or bust pick. But for me, I don't see how he's exactly going to bust. I think he's going to get out there for a reasonable amount of ice time. Like, this is a guy that could get 35 to 40 points just by being out there, just by being himself. And he has just obviously a lot of acumen, sky high ceiling, but Matheson's in his way to reaching his true potential this year anyway. Bennington goes after that. Quentin Byfield, Jake Neighbors, Sam Bennett. Dyson goes to John. Great pick there, John, in a category league. I like that. Matvey Michkov goes at 14-6. That's late. So I think you're going to love that. Joseph Wall, a great 0G pick. This guy's got Ilya Sorokin and Joseph Wall, and he picked them in round 10 and then in round 14. That's how you do 0G right there. Those are amazing picks. Jeff Skinner goes then Evgeny Malkin at 14-9. Thomas Hurdle. Frederick Anderson. I took the popsicle, Martin Pospisil, and Radko Gudas to shore up my hits. Philip Hronik goes, Brady Shea, Sean Dursey, Matt Duchene. It was Duchene. Mark Stone goes at 15-6. I love that. I wonder if he would have went higher if I didn't mention that he was in my kind of do not draft list. That's an interesting thought experiment there. Luke Hughes at 15-7, stupid value. Eli Tolvanen, Andrei Kuzmenko, Lawson Krause, Jacob Trouba, and Connor Ingram round out the 15th round. And I got to get the biz. I got to look and see what I'm doing. I'm not guaranteed to be taking a Tandy here, but I might. I don't know. I got to take a look here and see who's available even. Okay. Just look into the goaltender tab here. Okay. So as far as 0G options, there's a lot of options here. Guys that are reasonable. I think Lindgren still is a reasonable option. Gustafson is a reasonable option in Minnesota there. I think that's probably who I'll go with, actually. Oh, Don Dangus took PLD. You're going to love it, buddy. I love PLD this year. I love that this year over even last year when I was doing this with Nate. I feel like I have more of my guys. Nate and I were together on so many guys last year, and it's great because Nate is a legend and knows what the hell he's talking about. But this year, I have some guys that just I'm excited about, and I like that. I don't know. I feel like I'm excited to see how they do. Guys like Beniers, Natchez, Brandon Hagel is another guy I'm really big on. PLD, I'm not big on him, but I'm big on him to get back to 60 points, and I really like that. So, yeah, there's a bunch of good players that I think have a bounce back. Lucas Raymond as well is another player that I'm kind of high on that Nate isn't. So I'm excited. Yeah, but yeah, we're looking good here. The draft is almost done. I got one more pick, and I've got some goalies in the hopper here. We'll see what's what. I was so excited about Lindgren this year, but with Logan Thompson in town, Yahoo's actually projected him as the 1A. That's weird stuff. I think it's got to be Lindgren there, but I don't think I'll be picking him. They've got Gustafson. Philip Gustafson has 26 games played. What's that about? I don't quite understand that. But that's fine. Where are we at down here? It's my last pick. You know what? I'm just going to have some fun. Oh, Kevin Lankinen isn't even here? All right. I'll take Archer Seelovs. All right, just for fun as my last pick, and that's that. Yeah, let's take a look here. That's our draft. So, anyways, I'll give you my team here. Sorry, let's just pull this up. Okay, so the team I ended up with here: Connor McDavid, Steven Stamkos, Zach Hyman, Trevor Moore, Martin Necas, JJ Peterka, Victor Hedman, Erik Karlsson, Mike Matheson, Jake Sanderson as my D-core there, and Radko Gudas. So got the hits locked down. Vinny Tro, Dylan Genther, and Martin Pospisil. That's who I went with. And then in goal, Darcy Kemper and Archer Seelov. I don't mind that. Let's take a look at the Yahoo standings. Big Dog was the top dog here in Yahoo standings. Let's see why. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm not going to go through all that, but lots of good stuff there. I don't know. Hit me up if you want me to take a look at your team. Let's see. Go through some of the comments here. Thanks for being here with me, by the way, everybody. This is a good time for me. I just wanted to get on. I haven't been doing mock drafts as much as I should, to be honest. So, yeah, really enjoy doing this with you here. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got Peterka got a hat trick against Pittsburgh tonight. Love that. Ottinger going in the 10th round. Yeah. I'm with you, Cud. This is you know what kind of league this is, my man. It's a 0G league, so you got to get yourself into some of these if you want the value. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Shifting Shapes, great pick there. Michael says Dylan Genther contract is a bit scary in my opinion. Still too early to give him that kind of money. I would tend to agree. I mean, he's played 78 games in the league. That's wild stuff. But obviously, like when I see something like that, and same with Lucas Raymond, and like the guys in Buffalo as well too, like Dylan Cousins, Tage, like they're gonna get all the minutes. They should get all the minutes, and they're gonna be prioritized. Like that's first line, first power play money. So at the very least, it gets me excited about the prospect of Dylan Genther this season, as soon as this season, and I think it's up to him to perform, but I think he's going to get every opportunity in the world. I like Genther a lot. Like this guy's a pure sniper. His shot's elite. So yeah, not too bad there. Jan Lamer says, what are your thoughts on Mo Seider? He's running on power play 1, you think, or Gustafson? I think it's going to be Erik Gustafson. They had Gostisbehere there last year, and they just had some type of aversion to putting Mo Seider on the power play. On power play 1 anyway, and it makes sense. Like they're giving Seider the most brutal minutes in the entire league, playing against like the other team's toughest players. It's kind of a weird situation with Seider there. If he got power play 1, he's not exactly a great power play performer. He does well enough, and obviously his production will be a little bit better, but I think it's going to be Erik Gustafson. And, in a Cats league, sure, you're taking a run with Seider, whether he gets power play 1 or not, it doesn't matter. But in a points league, I think Seider, I'm not that interested in him, to be honest. I think he's got like 40 to 45 points in him this year. So yeah, Erik Gustafson, though, on the other hand, you can pick him up with your last pick, and it's pretty damn good. So anyways, I'll throw this draft board over here. Let's see what else. Yahoo Rotisserie Cats League have swapped out hits for blocks. Okay, thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. Yeah, LA. Adam says LA's not playing 1-3-1 this year. We heard that. So I don't know. What does it mean? I'm hoping. Obviously, this is kind of what the players are asking for. So maybe we already have an amazing defensive environment there in LA. Can they increase the offense there? Like obviously they've had a problem getting through Edmonton in the playoffs. It's a problem. They need to sort it out, and you can't just keep doing the same old thing, right? So yeah, I'm interested to see what they do there. I'm interested to see Byfield as a 2C. And even LaFerriere, I think if he does get top line there, I think that's an interesting player. That's going to be a top streamer for LA, in my opinion. Let's see here. Michael Penny says Jeff Skinner goes 14th round playing on Draisaitl's wing this season. Yeah. I mean, I think Skinner is a better player in real life than what he's going to be in fantasy this year, Michael. It's, to me, his ceiling is going to be capped because he's not going to get a touch on power play one. There's no chance for him to get on power play one unless there's an injury. And there's also other players on Edmonton that could take that spot as well. Guys like Victor Arvidsson, for instance. I think Victor Arvidsson has just as good a chance to get on power play one as Jeff Skinner does if somebody goes down. So, that said, like it doesn't always equal production just because you play with good players, in my opinion. Guys like Draisaitl and McDavid, they have their own play style that works for them. And the coach there is not going to go away from what works for his star players, right? Just to get Jeff Skinner in the game, right? Jeff Skinner is going to have to alter his game to play with those guys, right? And one thing too with Jeff Skinner, he's terrible defensively. He's not bringing anything to the table in terms of a two-way game, right? So Edmonton is built to win right now, and they need guys that are engaged and playing in all three zones. And Skinner's really not that kind of player. So I have a feeling he's going to be deprioritized a little bit. So I don't mind Jeff Skinner in the 14th round. It could be a smash, no question, but I'm not comfortable drafting him much higher than that, to be honest. So there you go. I mean, lots of good stuff there. Let's take a look at some interesting teams. Jackson, I did like your team, so I want to just take a look here and see. Again, we're playing a Cats league here without blocks, but it does have plus minus. Where was Jackson on this thing here? I'm just looking at the total here. Jackson was 7th. That's so strange because like when I look at Jackson's team, it looks pretty damn good to me. So starting off with Nathan McKinnon, Jason Robertson in the second round. I like it. I think Robertson's going to have a bounce back big time. Especially with Wyatt Johnston in there, even though Robertson has this, he had a cyst removed off his foot. So, he's not going to be doing training camp, but I don't know. Remember the season that Robertson almost held out, or he did hold out a little bit for his contract. He didn't play the training camp and he came in and he was lights out. Granted, this is an injury situation to his foot, which he needs to skate, but I don't know. I like Robertson as a player a lot, and I think he's going to be good to go this year. And I think a second-round pick makes total sense. Tage Thompson in round 3. You've heard Nate and I talk about him. Alexander Barkov, round 4, is a smash. That's how did he drop that low? I guess because it's a Cats league, but still. Cole Caulfield in round 5. Then Zach Werenski sniped me on that. Thank you very much. Oh, and Tippett, just for a second. Buddy, he's the ultimate chucker. Hopefully he gets some time with Travis Konechny or Matvei Michkov, some consistent time. That's one thing that Torts did not do last year is play consistent lines. Get these guys out with the same players and let them build some chemistry. I just really felt that was an issue there in Philly. But now they have Matvei Michkov, who is an amazing finisher. I think he's going to have a great year. And I like Owen Tippett there. Then Jackson picked up Drew Doughty, Shea Theodore. Love that. First goalie taken in round 10, Jacob Markstrom. That's a smash. He's going to do well. Petrano, Gabe Velarde, Alex Pietrangelo, Freddie Anderson goes. I don't know what they're going to do in Carolina there. I feel like Kochetkov has the 1A, but it could be a true timeshare. So either way, Anderson's going to put up some decent numbers. That's a good environment there in Carolina. Philip Hronik and Fabian Zetterlund go. Oh, I'm on the clock now. I drafted already. Anyways, cool. I think that's probably one of my favorite teams. To me, Cats leagues are it's a weakness of mine. It's not. I'm plugged into fantasy hockey and I understand what's going on, but yeah, I'm still kind of but practicing the strategies that I know about Cats leagues, and this year is going to be a really big one for me because I am in 2 or 3 Cats leagues and I really like my teams already. So I think this is something I need to do a little bit more. Got some questions here. Let's see. Okay. How about my Big G team? You think I could shore up any cat, but Future Gadget Lab. Which team is yours? You're gonna have to let me know because I can't see Jordan's team. All right, I'll take a look at Jordan's team. Jordan, you started with Mikko Rantanen and Jack Hughes. Great start in a Cats league. I love getting offense in a Cats league. So I'm all about Jack Hughes there. You could have taken Miller. It would have made sense, but or Roman Josi, I think is a kind of a nice piece as well. Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor. Great pick. He's getting faded. I think 3rd round is excellent for him. Then you picked up Morrissey and Sergachev as your defenseman. Sergachev's a beefer. He's awesome. And Morrissey has an insane floor with Winnipeg. Love that. You got Chris Kreider at really good value at 6'3". Alex Tuck, 70-point man. Love that. Nico Heischer, Gustav Forsling, Bobrovsky, Sergei Bobrovsky. I forgot to do the paperwork, Bobrovsky. Shout out to Jay on rate. So I like Bobrovsky as your first goalie in round 10. Obviously, makes sense. Bo Horvat, Devin Taves, Aiden Hill. You did 0G perfectly, Jordan. Quentin Byfield, Lawson Krause, and Adam Fantilli. You got a lot of upside with those players as well. Fantilli is a player we are massively excited about here at A&G. Quentin Byfield as well. I think 60-point floor probably with Quentin Byfield, with not that much more because there's a lot of variance there with him moving to a new position and new line mates. But I like the upside play at the end there. So, sorry, Jordan, you asked me a question. Blake, have you bought into all the Twitter hype with Lekkerimäki? Sort of. I mean, obviously he's got an amazing shot. Like, one thing about, we're talking about Lekkerimäki in Vancouver here. Yeah, I've watched this kid play. He's amazing. His shot is elite, NHL ready. He's good to go. And if he gets top 6 minutes with DeBrusk and Pettersson, damn. I mean, that's how a rookie can really exceed expectations. You know what I mean? Is being put into a position to really succeed. And yeah, he looks really good. I think they're giving him a hard look. That's for sure. So, definitely you got to have him in dynasty leagues. No question. This guy's going to be a player for sure. His shot is elite. So yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see. Michael, even I'm surprised my team is rated first overall. Yeah, it's Yahoo rankings, right? So it's kind of, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, I'm kind of out of my mind here. Good luck this season. Oh, geez. All right, let's see. Okay. We've got time for maybe one more. Let me do something here. Just bear with me here, folks. I'm going to get into my results here, and I'm going to look at different teams. All right. You know what? I'm going to share this screen. Your screen. Got it. Okay. All right. So this is, don't get triggered by my inbox here. All right. 8,033 unread emails. That's kind of just how I get the biz. All right. Some people, you should see my phone, all the notifications. It's just ridiculous. I don't care. All right. I'm busy, damn it. Anyways, let's take a look here. Oh God, this is not going to work. You know what, Dean, I'll review your team and I'll talk to you in the Discord, buddy, because I got to get the biz here. But that's really it, you guys. I appreciate so much listening and checking in with me here on this podcast. I'm going to be doing more mock drafts. So we got to get into ESPN. We got to, see what's going on in that league or in that format and see where the ADPs are. We're going to, Nate and I have ADP reaches and busts. We're going to be recording next week. We'll be releasing those. So those are really important episodes. Plus, Nate and I have our hot takes. Josh and Guggen are doing rolling lines, doing stuff there with lots more content for you. So thank you so much for checking us out and really supporting us. This has been an amazing off season with all you guys. And I just love this stuff. And the feedback that I get, just helping you all, that's my happy place. That's what gives me a lot of joy. So I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for listening and checking us out here. Celebrate your damn day. Bye for now.